You guys are flying. You're going over 100 miles an hour down the metro.
Can I please get a warning? Please. But if I was a cop and the person told me, I'll be like, I might have slapped him like, and I want to give you.
I don't want to slap
so fucking bad. But you told me that your license,
here's my
just
thing,
got
man.
your license back. I ain't gonna get your license.
I seen one too many bodies.
I promise I won't do it again.
I seen one too many bodies, man. You know how many of those
Young Thug has been making some dubious decisions. He disclosed the identity of a female police officer in addition to breaking his probation by making reference to it in his lyrics. Federal officials are now attempting.
Young Thug did to have and this is how you know this 4 p.m. is real. Young Thug posted the woman. This is Marissa Vivierdo. He said, biggest liar in the DA office. He posted her, okay? And then he also reposted, all my homies hate Vivierdo. Now, this is someone who is a officer of the law. This is someone who is a government official. When you do that and you're under probation, the government is gonna be like, oh, are you sending a smoke signal that people should hurt this woman? That's why they're doing a motion to revoke his shit. Why did he do this? Because she's testifying in the OMF case and she's basically saying, yo, OMF and 4PF, Lil Baby and them, they're beefing and is dying and indictment's finna come down.
Thus, according to the press, the state of Georgia has filed a motion to revoke Young Thug's probation and send him back to jail. Furthermore, they intend to leverage his recent lyrics against him, particularly from the song Money on Money, in which he raps, "These guys telling for nothing, and I got to be the one calling them friends." Thug also mentioned Gunna suspected snitching during the YSL RICO case in a recent interview.
I just like to help people, you know.
One of those artists was Gunna. You guys did a ton of songs together.
Yeah.
Very successful on your label.
Yeah.
He was arrested about the same time as you. I think a lot of people wonder what that relationship is like now.
Yeah. I know everybody wondered that.
What's it like?
I don't know.
Thug's latest tweet. If you are a rapper and you're a rat, you just got to gospel. Twin didn't help either. One response was largely responsible for the tweet's rapid virality. You are literally not even legally allowed to rap about gangster stuff anymore, bro. Someone replied, you're going to do gospel, with over 100,000 likes and 3 million views. The answer, unfortunately, attracted the attention of police enforcement. The press said, Young Thug's legal trouble continues to bother him, following the hype. Even after being released from prison, he is currently being targeted by Atlanta police once more. I'm sorry, but there's no way Young Thug stays out of jail while also being a rapper. One fan even said in a comment, almost invariably, the phrases he needs to keep his audience interested violate his probation. This was actually foreseen by academics months ago. Academics cautioned that the conditions of Young Thug's probation were a ruse when he was released. He clarified that Thug would receive a 20-year prison sentence, no trial. No second chance, because the system was set up to make him fail during those 15 years.
His fans think he beat the case. He definitely didn't beat the case. Beat the case means you got no stipulations. The Young Thug thing is a win, but it's also a huge setup. If you gonna tell me that they're gonna monitor him on a probationary basis for 15 years, can't be in Atlanta, can't communicate with co-defendants or members, he can't rap about, he can't promote any music that has to do with what they believe is activity. Whatever. Yo, he's always gonna talk about him and his is doing his thing. They might consider that activity. He might be like, yo, me is like, yo, we going to the park getting lit. We going to the club getting lit. They might be like, oh no, you talking about again. So, we celebrating right now because I think we could all see, if you follow that trial at all, whether you're a fan of Thug or not, you can see the pain, you can see was going through it. Like, he gained a lot of weight. Everybody knows Thug was not that weight, so we happy he got out, but we definitely got to be very cognizant of how it's going to play out.
At this point, the Fed's true strategy for Young Thug began to surface. During an interrogation, was disclosed that WAC 100 claimed to have 2 hours of video purporting to show Gunna snitching on Young Thug. Just that assertion caused a stir and led some to speculate that the federal government was already preparing to file another YSL case if the leaked tape turns out to be real. It might have a significant impact on everyone still associated with the YSL label. Not only Thug, it's obvious that the feds are keeping a close eye on things and may be working on something significant behind the scenes because they are closely monitoring lyrics.
Hey, Gunna, listen. I'm putting it together. I'm gonna give you some time. I don't know, 24 hours, 12 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. I'm gonna give you some time though, Gunna. For you to go ahead on and confess. Confess to the world about all the telling you did. You know that interrogation? Yeah. Guess who got it? 2 hours? Boy, you was in there talking more than Hurricane Katrina. The only thing he did wrong was let him record him. You know what I'm talking about.
Who combed through the federal paperwork, found new probation infractions that were all part of an updated dossier, along with a ton of unutilized material that was stacked against Young Thug. The fact that the government is getting ready to use this stuff soon was a big clue from that update alone. This is where things start to get serious. According to their records, Young Thug tweeted, "Vom, let's drop one of these rats," just 1 week after being freed. Lil Baby was known to be referred to as Vom. It was believed that the tweet was a direct jab at Gunna. We should. Lil Baby even responded on Instagram, which only fueled the flames. Gunna, stop acting like we're friends on the internet. I don't know you, Thug tweeted once more the next day. Both his brother and Gunna were drawn to that statement. In response, Gunna's brother clapped back, saying, "Believe that the feeling is reciprocal." Young Thug connected with T.I. and shared an Instagram story later that evening. In a not-so-subtle swipe at Gunna, he claimed to be home and to have done everything correctly. All of that is probably now sitting in those government files.
Hey man, what you got to tell these people?
Back. Back, Jack.
You feel me?
You did.
Hey man, ain't no cap in it.
No cap in my right.
You feel what I'm saying?
The right way.
It's time.
The right way, bro.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right way.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
And go tell that.
Made it very evident where he stood, letting Gunna know he exited properly. In this case, even T.I. appeared to support Thug fans, however, weren't having it. They began bombarding Thug's comments, telling him to stop the trolling and insulting. They were aware that, given the strict conditions of his probation, this kind of behavior could put him right back in jail. Thug, however, was unfazed. He drove up to the studio later that evening, showing off his jewelry and beaming as if nothing could shake him. He was obviously enjoying his freedom, despite all the warning signs that accompanied it.
Yeah, that's some pounds, Pete.
I'm gonna pound bag.
Crazy ass bag.
Go ahead.
The taunting continued after that. After obtaining some behind-the-scenes information, DJ Academics asserted that Young Thug had been calling other rappers several times while incarcerated. As per Ock, Thug was purportedly cautioning everyone to avoid Gunna. Yes, he was allegedly telling people to keep their distance from him, not associate with him, and not work with him. This type of action just made the already chaotic situation worse. Social media slurs were no longer the only tactic used. Even while imprisoned, a covert but effective campaign against Gunna was being promoted.
Streets are so atrocious. Young Thug told everybody that Gunna was a snitch. I'm telling you this, I don't give a if you believe me. That's what he sent to. Or he sent a message to Dirk, Baby. There's a few other rappers, I just won't call their names. Just because some of them just told me in privacy. All of them rappers start not fucking with Gunna, speaking out, they're chilling away. Thug got out, Gunna kinda hot. Ain't like you're trying to really like jump and work with Gunna, but
Two fans immediately noted that it seemed strange that DJ Academics would somehow obtain this type of private jailhouse information? Many began to speculate that Thug himself wanted the information to be publicized, but he was unable to do so due to his stringent probationary conditions. Therefore, it made sense to leak it to a third party without directly violating any laws. However, Young Thug's constant trolling and dissing of Gunna finally compelled a reaction. However, Gunna didn't specifically address it in a song or message. Rather, his attorney delivered the message. "I was Gunna's attorney, but I am not speaking on his behalf," the lawyer explained. The only purpose of this lengthy post is to present the facts. He continued by saying that Gunna did not assist the prosecution and that she did not say or do anything that would have affected Young Thug's case.
And you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes concurrently.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein Hyde and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
After entering an Alford plea, he was released from prison in December 2022. After serving 8 months, Gunna was never even mentioned as a witness, and her plea agreement had nothing to do with Young Thug's case, could not be used against Thug legally. He was given a 5-year suspended sentence, which included no reporting requirements, no travel limitations, no probation, and no housing restrictions. Since then, Gunna has expanded internationally, playing all around the world, earning enormous reputation and amassing millions of dollars. Young Thug, meanwhile, went to trial, spent 30 months in prison, and ultimately pled nolo contender. He was given a severe 15-year probationary period with stringent reporting requirements, and he is no longer even permitted to reside in Atlanta. Are all of them still accusing Gunna of cooperating? Let it go, the lawyer said plainly. However, that only served to stoke the flames between ardent YSL loyalists and Gunna fans. After a tweet, "Once y'all learn the effects of Gunna snitching in that YSL trial, then you'll realize why Thug and Baby will never be cool with him again," went viral. Things became heated. GoStudy. Fans went crazy when they saw the leaked evidence file attached to that tweet. And this is what it showed, with Lil Baby's name specifically listed in the documentation. Atlanta police formally announced that Georgia's BD Council section is getting ready to defend against a possible federal BFF RICO case. However, a court hearing in which investigators heard a wiretapped phone call was what really got people talking. Someone claimed that Lil Baby had tickets on people's heads, street lingo for placing money on targets. The circumstances are beginning to resemble Lil Durk's purported murder-for-hire case.
Like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unc, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unc.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders?
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harm. Or killed.
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones had wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
The rap community responded to this in a rapid fashion. Even Snoop Dogg joined in, writing, "Atlanta's DA playing chess first Young Thug, now Lil Baby. Rappers, you had best be on your game." Fans went crazy over that tweet alone. The headlines soon followed, confirming that Lil Baby had been taken to the county jail to be questioned about the deaths of Lamont Freeman and Jackety Davis. Investigators were particularly interested in the reasons behind Lil Baby's decision to close his label for PF. Immediately following those instances,
And the police are blaming a local rapper's music video for the deaths of two teen-year-olds, and a $50,000 reward is being offered for more information. So far, 7 people have already been arrested.
Between the bullets, it was nothing but bullets, pop, 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 pop.
At least 25 shots fired.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was just a concert. I was waiting for Lil Baby to come buy my tacos up.
Lil Baby bears some of this heat. It came to light that Lil Baby closed his 4PF label in order to prevent it from being officially classified. As a street gang, however, timing is the main issue. The fact that he took that action during an ongoing police investigation only served to heighten suspicions. It appeared to the authorities to be damage control rather than business.
4 Pockets 4 had to come to an end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. When you say of course, I mean, why you say of course?
Because all shit that be going on. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first. You know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't.
Right.
Like, if I got any kind of control of, hey, we're gonna switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police, it's just period, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about.
The fact that DJ Academics called it again's even more bizarre. He displayed the Real Evidence File live stream, which revealed 4PF mentioned. In a recent RICO document, the same type that YSL had been slapped with, it appeared as though the federal agents were simply crossing off names, one crew at a time. It seems as though they are methodically going through a list, and 4PF is now the next on the list.
With them. Like, I've heard the two of them. They're like, yo, these are going first, then these are going first. I've heard the names. And I don't know if I should say it. Again, I got nothing to do with no investigation for nothing, whatever, but these are top rappers. Well, one's a top rapper. The other one, matter of fact, I'll do the segment without saying the name. I'll just say this. I believe you know who the obvious name is. They're in Atlanta. They go by three letters. They've been popping. One of the top, I would say, 3 rappers in the game.
Scholars went one step further and made it abundantly evident that Lil Baby is going to face a significant RICO allegation. He noted that the pattern surveillance, the use of lyrics as evidence, and the accumulation of sealed documents behind the scenes exactly mirrored what transpired with YSL. He asserts that it is a question of when rather than if.
I'm going to tell you some things that you're going to have to take my word or don't believe it. It's fine. I don't care either or. When Fonnie Willis started targeting YSL, Fonnie Willis had a bunch of people to target. She wanted Thug. She got YFN. So she got YSL, YFN. Eventually, they were going to get to 4PF. That's one of the reasons they changed their names, by the way. Except, from what I heard, the feds told them, it's okay, we got it. So the feds told him, like, it's okay if you dismiss the charge. So they didn't go that hard with trying to get Dirk, especially after Vaughn died. They dropped that case. They dropped it, but the feds has realized we gonna get Dirk eventually. Doing the math? You see why Lil Baby is moving the way he been? Because Lil Baby hasn't been on Fed watch. He's been on county, state watch.
The actual police record, however, which details Lil Baby's problems and the connections between Young Thug and Gunna, is now vital. The Atlanta Police Department is formally calling out Lil Baby, claiming his conduct contributed to the deaths of 2 people last summer. The story opens. 7 persons have already been taken into custody in relation to the deaths of Lamont Freeman and Jackety Davis, the APD said during a press conference on Wednesday. According to Major Ralph, the violence at a Lil Baby music video shoot in May of last year, which also left 3 people injured, was the cause of the incident. This team will work relentlessly.
Aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence was orchestrated by adults in our city, and cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.